Hi, this is Paul Klemperer, and I'm going to discuss a few ideas about warming up. I'll be doing this on the saxophone, but it's really applicable to all instruments. The idea is that music doesn't start after you warm up. It starts as soon as you pick up your instrument or even think about picking up your instrument. When you play, you engage your body, your mind, your ears, your memory, everything about you that has to do with music can come into play. And so when you warm up, you want to start warming up all of that. You want your body to get warmed up, your breathing, your mind, the way you focus on the music, your fingers, your connection to the instrument. All these things can come into play, and you can be very pragmatic and methodical about it, or you can just be very intuitive. It depends on your mood and where you're at. The idea is to cultivate an approach to music that engages your whole being. Not to get too metaphysical, but I do have the rattan chair behind me. So anyway, let's just start with tone. Saxophone, very toneful singing instrument, but any instrument you play, you can really think about the tone. So I'm not going to worry about patterns. I'm not going to put the horn in my mouth and play a bunch of notes. I'm just going to get my tone going. I'm going to start in the key of concert E, which I'll explain later why. So I'm warming up my reed, my breath. I'm listening to myself as I play. I'm not being too mental about it, but all these little things come into play. Getting a big sound, maybe trying out a little vibrato, just feeling your breath. It's always good to start with long tone, especially if you're a wind player, but mostly it's about tone when we first start. You're just getting your connection to your instrument. Then you can start thinking about pitch. I'm going to be doing the root octave and then put the fifth in and then the fourth. One of the things, if you're a beginning student and you're working on a key that you may not be familiar with, such as concert E or F sharp for the tenors, B flat instruments, is don't go too fast. Get into the feel of the key, the tonic, F sharp, the octave, F sharp, the fifth, C sharp, and then the fourth, B. Once I've got the basic breath going and I've got a sense of the tonic, the fifth, and the fourth, key of F sharp, concert E, I'm going to start expanding that. The idea is don't push too fast, you're just warming up, you're just connecting your ears, your breath, your fingers so they all go together. You want to feel like you're playing music, not like you're working on rhythm and then you're working on tone, working on pitch, and then you're working on phrasing. You're just doing it all as you warm up. So take your time, let it be an organic feeling. I'm going to take a very simple phrase built on the tonic, and I'm going to go up to the third. And just get a feeling of the third, the way it sounds and the way it feels, both to my fingers, the vibration of it, to my lips, and to my ears. I'm going to do it in a couple octaves. One of the reasons I'm doing this warm-up in F sharp, concert E, is because that's a key that gets called very frequently if you're playing blues, if you're a B-flat horn player, you're playing with a blues band or rock band or funk band that's guitar-driven. They tend to call keys like concert E. If you're an alto sax player, our F sharp would be concert A, so same thing, very common key. And you want to be prepared, and it doesn't have to be a big deal to make those keys comfortable. So our F sharp, they call out a blues, and you're trying to transfer all these cool licks for C blues or an F blues, and then you're suddenly in F sharp. How do you make that happen? So you want to be prepared by warming up in F sharp, getting a sense of the way that key feels, make it really organic to your fingers. So you're not just trying to translate licks from one key to another. Every key has its own feeling, especially on your instrument. It's going to feel different. Stringed instruments, maybe they're more symmetrical. Saxophone, you really have to get each key that you play in. You have to get to know it because each key feels different, has its own unique feeling. So I'm going to go in F sharp. I'm going to emphasize the root, the fourth, and the fifth. Then I'm going to start adding in some blue notes. The seventh. And then I'll mess around with the third, both the major third and the flatted third. And I'll purposely play the major third and then the flatted third so I can hear and feel both of them against each other, and then I'll be more able to choose them when I'm actually playing. Same idea with the fifth. We've got the regular fifth, flatted fifth. Pretty soon you have the whole blues scale. And it emerged as I was warming up. It just emerged organically because I gave myself time to feel each note, to feel all the intervals, to feel the way the sounds were in that key. So I really emphasize that I try to have an organic relationship to the instrument and to the music. If you're too intellectual, you may figure it out, but that doesn't guarantee you'll be able to play it well. And if you just sort of like try to feel it and just rely on intuition, it may work for you sometimes, but not all the time. So there's a balance between just feeling it, your ears, the sort of intuition, the intellectual, theoretical, figuring it all out. There's a balance of all that, and you can find that in warming up. If you just work at it and have patience, take your time, and just listen to yourself play.